I turned 30 in December and I am freezing my eggs right now. I'm on day 11 and my retrieval is tomorrow. At around age 28, I started to do some research on egg freezing and the process. And about that year, I found out I have a gene that ideally I don't want to pass down to a child of mine. Second reason is that I'm single and I want to alleviate some pressure off of myself. I know I can't predict how many eggs I'm about to freeze tomorrow, and I know this isn't an insurance policy. I do think this is the right decision for myself right now, especially in the world of dating right now.
These are the 3 reasons that I'm freezing my eggs at age almost 29. Number 1, I have the means to do so. This is probably the biggest reason, and something I'm so incredibly thankful for is I actually have the benefit through work to have this process covered. Number 2 is a very personal one. While most people's uteruses look like this, mine actually looks like this, with my arm being the fallopian tube. I have something called a unicornate uterus, which I've known since I was 22 years old, which means that I actually only have one ovary that has an opening to a fallopian tube. While that doesn't necessarily mean I can't get eggs from my other ovary, this gives me a really good chance and possibility to get more than I would normally see. Finally, I'm almost 29 and I haven't met my person yet. So what that means for me is even if I met the perfect person tomorrow, I wouldn't be ready for kids for another 3 to 5 years. The goal is 20 eggs, which is less than 2 years of periods. So might as well make up for them now and take them while I can. Ultimately, I'm someone who's always wanted kids, and I feel so fortunate that this is a decision that I've been empowered to be able to make.
More women are choosing to freeze their future and have children when the time is right.
For many women, the ideal fairy tale isn't on schedule. Love, marriage, then starting a family. The option to freeze your eggs has given women the option to pause their bodies in time and have a child when they feel the time is right. Elementary math teacher Erin Shar decided to freeze her eggs 7 years ago when she was 21 years old. So when she goes back to use the eggs, they will be that of a 21-year-old woman. Her current age won't play a role in her chances of having a baby. Her reason for freezing her future was a little different. After being diagnosed with cancer, doctors told her chemotherapy could ruin her chances of having a child on her own.
I had the opportunity to be able to have my own, for them to have my genetics and for me to be able to carry them. And that's why I chose to freeze the eggs.
Claire and I have been friends since college. My girl has made a lot of millions from marrying and divorcing her husbands. Lucky girl? Not so much. Claire is on her 6th marriage if my counting is correct. She is 38 years old with a son and she's considering freezing her eggs till infinity. While we talking about her decision to go egg freezing just like most women are doing, she was having second thoughts and wanted to know my opinion on that matter. She said she had discussed this matter with her partner, who she has no intention of marrying, by the way, and he forbids her from doing that. Claire doesn't want to have another child sometime soon, but she's not ready to lose her new honey trap. Knowing my friend as well as I do, her life is conflicting, so I reserved my comment. I told her she should do what's best for her. Some women don't want to hear honest opinions when they seek your advice. They just want confirmation to hate you or love you, and I wasn't going to give Claire that satisfaction. Many women are confused about what to do when it comes to motherhood. Like Monyetta Shah, singer Neo's ex-fiancé. Shah thought she was doing the best thing to keep her man when she decided to tie her fallopian tubes permanently after her second baby. Unfortunately, before she could get her happily ever after, Neo got another woman pregnant, married the woman and dumped her. Was her decision to take out her womb the reason for the breakup? Anyway, it doesn't matter. The deed has been done and she lost. Now Shah warns other women to never make the same mistake she did. We shouldn't be surprised women are choosing to freeze their eggs instead of permanently removing their ovaries. Not too long ago, some fanatics decided to remove women's right to make reproductive choices that suits them. But women are not dummies. You don't expect us to sit with our hands folded and accept whatever silly laws you impose on us. Men have it easier in relationships. They get to choose when to marry and when to become fathers. And when they are not ready, they become deadbeat dads.
I have so many friends that are exactly that, a married single mom. And the fact that that is even a phrase is horrible, but it is what it is, and that is really just some people's reality. I've been there, done that. I have 2 kids from 2 different baby daddies, and not that that's something I'm proud of, but I chose to be a single mom of both those situations. There's a reason why more and more women are choosing divorce, especially more so than men, and it's because they don't want to have to raise not just only their kids by themselves, but on top of that, another grown-ass human. And sometimes it is just easier to be an actual single mom rather than a wife that is begging their husbands to do the bare minimum of being a parent. So if you're a married single mom, this is your reminder, you deserve better.
Men have an escape hatch if sex goes wrong. But the women have no escape hatch. Once an egg is hatched, she carries the baby through pain and sacrifices her life for her child. Although it's a well-deserving honor to bring another human being into this world, however, that decision should be a choice made after due preparation. Being a mother is not peanuts and cookies. You need to be mentally and financially prepared to go through that journey. One doctor at the Shady Grove Clinic in Atlanta describes the rapidly growing rate of social egg freezing as the boom period before a bust, which proves that the growth is only at the early stage. Women have always felt pressured by their biological clock, but the procedure of freezing eggs gives women more options to delay childbirth and focus on their careers, have a life and prepare themselves for motherhood.
I know that there is somebody out there for me, but I might meet them like later in life. And I don't want to give up the opportunity to have kids now because I never really know what's going to happen with my health.
For child-free women by choice, some are willing to compromise their decision if they find the right partner deserving of that sacrifice. So by freezing their eggs, they are not giving up their freedom. And when they meet the right person, they have 4 or 5 years to spend with them before getting pregnant to be sure their partner is ready to become a family man.
When a woman decides to freeze her eggs, the process begins with a series of shots to help her produce eggs. During that time, the doctor monitors ovary function. Then, using a needle, a doctor goes into the ovaries to take the eggs out, and they're frozen inside this liquid nitrogen tank until the future mom is ready to have the eggs implanted to get pregnant.
Why men should be worried about the rising rate of social egg freezing. Most women struggle to balance both career and family. For new moms, you spend all day at work and return to nurse your child with the stress. The anxiety most women go through to keep up with the social pressures of being the perfect mothers can be overwhelming. This is why encouraging women to have children later in life is a welcome relief. But it has some disadvantages too. Having children in old age has its risk for both men and women. And whether we freeze our eggs or not, the risk of late pregnancy at an older age, say 60 and above, is still there. However, aside from medical risks, egg freezing has social consequences that can leave men out of the procreation cycle. What egg freezing means to men is more worrisome because women are completely cutting them off from the decision-making process. This means men are forced to have children late whether they like it or not. If more women are opting to freeze their eggs, men have no say in the matter, which means the decision to have children at an older age has already been decided even before you met the woman. For men who want to get married and have children as early as 28 years, that dream will be shattered if the woman has already frozen her eggs before you met her. And for men with erectile dysfunction, which 56% of men have, well, that leaves them with a 10% chance of ever being fathers. Because 35% of women have already frozen their eggs before they hit 35. Let's not forget that raising children in old age is more challenging than it seems. Men have had it easier being dads at 50 because they marry younger women, strong enough to take off the burden from them. But if both you and the woman are raising your children when your energy is diminishing, you will realize the challenges of raising a child at an older age is real. Another troubling concern men should be aware of is that most women who freeze their eggs for social reasons, such as buying time to find the right partner, often pursue single motherhood when they can't find a desirable partner as they approach their 40s. This means more men will not have the opportunity to be fathers. Egg freezing is a great opportunity for women to trash the age discrimination around the reproductive cycle. In some countries, eggs can be frozen for 10 years. But for medical reasons, you can expect the time to be longer than 50 years. The stereotype that women's reproductive age is a ticking time bomb has been destigmatized by the discovery of egg freezing technology. In other words, women are no longer under pressure to accept irresponsible men as their partners. So it's time men started putting on their best behavior if they actually want to be fathers in the near future. For all the wannabe young fathers out there, now will be the time to get educated and learn to be a better partner if you want to keep your stakes high.
If you like this video and want to support my channel, please like, subscribe and click the bell icon before you leave. See you next time.